The judge cleared his throat. My wife laughed. It was a short sound, sharp, like a coin hitting marble. "You're too poor to hire a lawyer," she said, not looking at me. "This'll be quick." Her new husband smiled beside her. The room smiled with him. A quiet wave of agreement moved through the benches. I felt it touch my neck, cold. I stood alone at the wooden table, no briefcase, no suit that fit, just a folder, thin, ordinary. My hands did not shake. They never do when it matters. The bailiff called my name. I stood. The chair scraped, too loud. The judge raised a brow. "Are you representing yourself?" he asked. I nodded. My wife leaned to whisper to her husband. He laughed again, softer this time, like a secret. I looked at the clock. It ticked. I counted the seconds between sounds. This was the moment, the one I had built, brick by brick, in silence. I opened the folder. Paper whispered. I felt the old weight in my chest, the one that had lived there since the night everything broke. I pressed it down, flat, smooth. I took one breath, and I spoke. "Your Honor," I said, "this case exists because my wife lied about who she was, who she loved, and where my money went." The room stopped breathing. It started months before, with a smile that came home late. She used to smile with her eyes. Then her eyes stayed tired. Her phone never left her hand. When I spoke, she nodded before I finished. When I touched her, she pulled away like the air was cold. I told myself it was work, life, normal cracks. One night she said she was visiting her sister. She forgot her charger. Her phone buzzed on the table. Once, twice. I didn't pick it up. I never touched it. I watched the screen light up. A name I didn't know, a heart beside it. I sat there until the light died. Later she came home smelling like new soap, not ours. She kissed my cheek. It missed. The days grew careful. She watched what she said. She laughed too loud at nothing. She talked about money like it was already gone. Then came the papers. Divorce. Fast. Clean. She wanted the house, the savings, everything we built. She said I was bad with money, that I never helped. I read the words. They felt practiced, like a script. At the hearing, she arrived with a ring I had never seen, a man I had never met. Her support, she said. He squeezed her hand like he owned it. I watched her lie with calm eyes. I watched people believe her. I watched my life become a story told by someone else. Inside me, something clicked. Not loud, precise. I stopped reacting. I started listening. I became quiet on purpose. I made lists, dates, times, places. I checked bank records at night. Small amounts missing, always small, easy to hide. I found a second account, not mine. I pulled credit reports, open lines, my name, her hands. I asked no questions. I watched. Her stories didn't match. The sister trips, the late meetings, the sudden gifts she said were old. I learned her patterns. When she lied, she blinked fast. When she felt safe, she hummed. I requested phone records, legal, simple. Numbers repeated, late nights, long calls. I matched them to his name, her new husband. He wasn't new. He had been there the whole time. I ordered copies of emails from our shared computer, deleted but not gone, plans, jokes, complaints about me, about how easy it was. They talked about the court before it happened, about how I wouldn't fight, about how I couldn't afford to. They were right about one thing. I couldn't afford a lawyer, so I became one. I read laws like maps, slowly, carefully. I learned where truth hides and how to pull it into the light without touching it. I practiced speaking in the mirror, short sentences, clear words, no anger. Anger makes noise. I needed silence. I slept little. I ate less. I carried the folder everywhere. It grew heavier with proof, lighter with fear. The night before court, I felt calm for the first time in months. Calm is not peace. Calm is readiness. In court, the judge asked for opening statements. Her lawyer spoke first, smooth, fast. He painted me small, broke, careless. He called her brave. I waited. When it was my turn, I didn't rush. I handed the judge copies, one by one, bank records, phone logs, emails, dates circled in blue. I spoke softly. "These funds," I said, "were moved without my consent." I paused. "These calls," I said, "were made while she claimed to be elsewhere." I paused again. I turned to her. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Would you like me to continue?" I asked the judge. He nodded, slowly. I placed the final paper down, a timeline, their timeline. Her lawyer stood, then sat. His face changed shape. My wife looked at her husband. He didn't look back. She whispered something. He shook his head. I said nothing. The judge read. The room waited. Silence stretched. My wife started to cry, real tears this time, loud, broken. I stayed still. Truth doesn't need help. The judge spoke. His voice was firm. He asked her questions. She answered badly. Her words tangled. Her lies fell apart like wet paper. Her husband stood, tried to speak. The judge stopped him. I watched the man who smiled at my pain shrink into his chair. I stood again. "One more thing," I said. I slid a document forward, a signed agreement, old, forgotten, a clause about dishonesty, about shared assets, about penalties. Her face drained of color. She had signed it years ago, smiling, trusting. The judge read it twice, then he ruled. The house stayed with me, the stolen money returned, penalties applied, her claims dismissed. She reached for her husband, he pulled away. She reached for me, I stepped back. The room buzzed now, not laughter, not smiles, respect or fear. I gathered my folder, thinner again, ordinary. As I passed her, she whispered my name. I didn't answer. Outside, the air was clean. I stood on the steps and felt the sun. It didn't heal me. It didn't forgive anything. It just existed. I thought about the man I was before, the one who trusted easily, the one who thought love meant safety. I don't hate her. Hate is loud. I don't miss her. Missing is a chain. What I feel is space, room to breathe, room to think, room to move forward without looking over my shoulder. She lost more than money that day. She lost the story she told herself. I walked away without turning back. Some victories don't cheer. They close doors. And when they do, the noise finally stops.